Pre-departure checks for chainsaws. There's no point, in fact it's worse than useless, in taking a saw in a dangerous condition onto site, or a saw which is blunt and needs extensive remedial work. Nothing worse if you're a client to see these guys have turned up on site to do a job of work for you, all frantically sawing away on their chainsaw bars, trying to get them sharp so they can do a day's work. So, pre-departure checks. This saw is relatively clean. The dead man works. See that? Choke works. Note I'm not starting anything at the moment. Chain brake works. Nothing hanging off on it. Everything's present and correct. This isn't damaged. Cover. And your chain catcher, which is a safety critical component, is in reasonable condition. And you've got a small gap in here rather than a very large one. Chain and bar, seen some use, but the bar's well maintained. No burrs here. And this is a nearly new chain, and it's even sharp. So this is the saw to take to site, especially if you've been assigned to take a pull saw, and not this one. This is a saw in a condition that should not be taken to site. It's absolutely filthy, and on here you see the chain catcher has been broken off. So that is a safety critical component. If that is damaged or missing, the saw should not go to site. It goes in the middle unit to get fixed. It goes on these shelves here by the wheelbarrow, which isn't usually there. Does the chain brake work? Yes, it does. Is the chain and bar in reasonable condition? No, it's not. Chain is bagging off the bottom of the bar. Any way you measure it, that is far too loose. And along here, take my word for it. No, don't take my word for it. Hear that stopping there? That's a burr, and that's a big heavy one. And also along here you can see there's resin out of the wood cooked onto the bar, and also you've got resins cooked onto the chain, which means this has been used blunt. And yes, you can see that it's blunt, and the gullets are wrong. This is much too shallow, it's leaning back, that'll never be sharp. See a bit on the end, and this is blunt. So if you had a choice between this saw and this saw, you'd take this saw and you'd leave this saw. You would not take this saw to site. That's pre-departure checks.